Hi, this is Harold Green for Oracle Certification, and we've recently gotten a comment on the Oracle Certification blog from someone who was frustrated because they just finished a training class, took the exam right afterwards, and didn't do well. Now, we understand that these exams aren't easy, and they're not supposed to be, but at the same time, they're not supposed to be frustrating either. So we thought it would be a good opportunity to share our recommended preparation steps for earning your Oracle certification. With us is Paul Sorensen, Global Director of Certification here at Oracle University. So Paul, each of us places a high value on our time, and obviously no one wants to waste any extra time or needless effort while earning their Oracle certification. How would you recommend that our certification candidates go about most quickly and efficiently preparing for their Oracle certification?
Yeah, a lot of people ask that question, and it's important that they understand this. So I've told literally thousands of people this same message, and it can really help them not only in their certification study, but I think it will help them also in their careers, because the way that they study and the certification process that they go through is more than just the certification. It's about building their career. And so specifically about studying for the test, and we recommend 5 steps. So first of all, people need to understand and research those certification requirements. So on the Oracle certification website, it lists all of the requirements that are needed in order to earn a certain credential. And on that web page, you'll find what exams are required specifically, is there required training, or any other requirements that may be in place in order to earn that credential.
So what other kinds of requirements might there be besides just taking exams and training?
Our certifications are made up of various requirements typically. There might be multiple exams, there might be required training. So you need to look for things like non-proctored exams, proctored exams. That would mean online or in the testing center type exams. You also might look for required training. And then, of course, with the required training, there is what we call the hands-on course requirement, which is a form that you fill in that tells us about that training that you took. Those are the things that you will need to complete, or you may need to complete, as a part of earning an Oracle credential.
Okay, so what's next?
The second step is that they should review the test objectives. So for each exam on our website or that's required, we have an exam page. On that exam page, we tell people exactly what's on the test. There are objectives that are listed there, and all of our questions on the test are drawn from those objective lists. So there won't be anything outside of those objectives on the test. So you can take that list of objectives and build a gap analysis and identify the areas where you're strong, areas where you're weak, and you can focus your study plan and your studying efforts on the areas where you're weak. That leads us to the next step, which is to build a personalized study plan. Using your gap analysis, you can identify the things that you need to do in order to bring yourself up to par and make those weak items that you identified strong items. So, for instance, there are a number of things available to you to help you in your preparation for certification, including Oracle University training, white papers on the Oracle Technology Network, a book or study guide from the Oracle Press, use of practice exams. You can build case studies for yourself and solve those case studies. You can create flashcards. And a new thing that we're hearing of people doing is creating their own practice exams and along with the answers. So there's a various number of ways that you can build your study plan and things that you can include on that depending on what you need and depending on your level of competence against those objectives. Now that takes us to step 4, which is to execute on that study plan. And that seems kind of silly for me to actually have to state that, but we see that a lot of people will partially execute on their study plan and then they end up failing the exam. And so it's important that you've done your gap analysis, you've created your study plan, now execute on that and execute on it completely. So if you say that you need to take training, then take the training. If you say you need to read a book, then read a book. If you need to do a case study, do a case study. Actually execute on your entire study plan. If you've created your gap analysis and it includes multiple things, you can't expect to do well if you do one of those things and then go and take the test. Execute on the whole plan.
Well, that's interesting. Why would somebody bail after doing a partial effort on preparing for their certification?
So your question is, why would somebody not execute on the whole thing? Why would they stop partway through or abandon their study plan? Well, I think it's easy to lose focus. These study plans require several months of preparation typically. A lot of time invested in this. And it's easy to get sidetracked. So you might take the training and decide, well, I don't want to have to do the rest of the other stuff. So you go ahead and try the exam. Or you just get tired of studying for it. Or you may decide that you just want to go give it a try. That's typically not the best approach. The best approach is execute on your study plan, get yourself as prepared as you can be to go take that test before you do it. The 5th step is to practice. practice is very important. You're less likely, if you haven't practiced, to pass the certification exam. But more importantly, practice as a part of the certification can help you in your career. You're more likely to do better in your career if you've got some experience with the product, if you've used the tools that are associated with it, if you've, for example, if you're a database administrator, if you've installed the Oracle database, if you've created tables, if you've done certain things, and of course even more advanced things. If you've practiced with the tool, your likelihood of success on the exam and in your career are going to be much greater.
And here's a question we get quite a bit, and that is, I just finished my training course yesterday. Can I safely assume that now I can take the test and pass it without doing anything else? Is that all I need to do?
If I take the training, can I automatically assume that I'll pass the test? And the answer for that is no. It's important to understand that when we build the certification exams, that we start with the same objectives that they start with when they build the courses. However, our courses are not set up to teach to the exam. The courses are really good, have practical exercises in them, and the courses can be extremely important, helping you to close those gaps in your gap analysis. However, the certification exams require you to take that knowledge that you learned in the course and apply it at the next level, in a more practitioner level, in a practical sense. And so by solely taking the training, walking out and running and taking the test, your chances of passing are not that great unless you've really are already advanced and already have that knowledge.
That's Paul Sorensen, Global Director of Oracle Certification. You can get more information on the resources that Paul mentioned on the Oracle Certification website, as well as the Oracle Certification blog. For Oracle Certification, I'm Harold Green.